Students and families, welcome to the 2021-22 school year. I am so excited to announce that we are back in school full-time with all students this fall. Additionally, sports teams are taking the fields, performing arts musicians will soon be preparing for concerts, and drama students will shortly begin rehearsing for fall performances. This is truly worth celebrating. During this back-to-school pulse, I intend to provide a summary of the ways we plan on keeping students and staff safe, in addition to reviewing some of the state requirements and safety protocols we are required to have in place. While some COVID-related procedures are similar to last spring, others have been relaxed, and a few are dependent on the vaccination status of the student or staff member. And let's be honest, while some of these safety expectations are not to everyone's liking, they do have one theme in common. They are all intended to keep students and faculty in the classroom full-time and help us avoid having to quarantine students, sports teams, classrooms, and even entire schools. I think I speak for everyone. The last thing any of us want to do is revert back to distance learning, forfeit games, or cancel performances that our kids have worked so hard to prepare for and waited so long to deliver. In this update, I'm going to address face coverings, physical distancing, this year's food service enhancements, and procedures related to close contact quarantining and available on-site COVID testing. When it comes to face coverings, Governor Inslee's order requires that all staff, students, and guests, regardless of vaccination status, must wear face coverings inside school buildings and on school buses this fall. We anticipate relaxed face masking requirements for fully vaccinated students and staff once vaccines become available for all students. Masks are optional when outdoors and can be removed when actively eating. Please remember to send your student to school with a face covering. If they do not have one, please contact your school and one will be provided. Because everyone is required to wear masks indoors, physical distancing inside classrooms has been relaxed slightly. While 6-foot separation is no longer required, classrooms have been arranged to maximize physical separation between students. Additionally, children should attempt to maintain distancing to the greatest degree possible during passing, while on the bus, and in common areas. When it comes to eating on campus, CDC recommended physical barriers, rotating schedules, and modified feeding locations have been incorporated. Due to the relaxed requirements, we are pleased to share that we will offer traditional hot meal services daily for all students. Additionally, breakfasts and lunches will be available to all children free of cost, regardless of economic status. Students may bring their own lunch if they desire, and drinking fountains and water filling stations will be accessible throughout the day. The required quarantining procedures when a student or faculty is considered to be in close contact with a COVID-positive individual have also been modified since last year. Since students and staff will be masked while in classroom settings, the Washington Department of Health requires quarantining only students or athletes when they are less than 3 feet for 15 minutes or more from a COVID-positive individual. Fully vaccinated students and athletes are no longer required to quarantine under most circumstances. As we have pledged, since the onset of this pandemic, families will be notified personally if their student is considered a close contact or needs to quarantine. Thankfully, our ability to offer on-site COVID testing at all sites with prior parent permission may also reduce some of the quarantine period. Additionally, some student athletic programs like wrestling and basketball will require bi-weekly on-site testing as prescribed by the Department of Health. We continue to ask that students and families check for symptoms daily at home before coming to campus. One of the best prevention methods to limit on-site exposure is not to send your child to school if they are exhibiting signs of illness. Let's get them tested before sending them to campus if there's any concerns. That can be arranged through our local health department or by contacting your school directly, where we can provide the testing for you. If you have any questions about our back-to-school safety program, please visit our website at www.ps.org/safelyback. There, you will find detailed information related to our safety procedures, contact information, our daily COVID dashboard, and testing protocols. While I know that many of us were hoping for a full return to normal this fall, unfortunately, the Delta variant has impacted our recovery. While there may be some frustration by having to wear masks and other required safety procedures, I am so very thankful that we're able to open our doors fully this fall to support, educate, and engage students as they chart their path to becoming one of Washington's most sought-after graduates. Remember, 1st through 12th grade start on September 7th, while preschool and kindergarten students begin on the 13th. Welcome back to school, everyone. Be safe and see you soon.